Hare Krishna. So, can you share this on Facebook so the others they can also see? There's a Sharavanam Prabhu is asking where's the live stream. Ekananta, everyone is confused, so if you could just let him know. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Yad Bandava Kurubalabdim Ananta Param.
Yad Bandava Guru Baladim Ananta Param.
Eko Ratina Tatare Am Matariya Satvam.
Eko Radena Tatareham Matiriya Satvam.
Pratyahritam Bahudhanam Chamaya Paresham.
Pratyagritam Bahudhanam Chamaya Paresham.
Tejaspadam Manimayam Charitam Chirobhya.
Pratyagritam Bahudhanam Chamaya Paresham. But it's missing one. It's missing one line or no? I have one more. Tejaspadam.
Oh, I didn't say that.
No.
Tejaspadam Manimayam Charitam Shirobhyam.
Tejaspadam Manimayam Charitam Shirobhya. Yad Bandava Kuru Balabdim Anantaparam.
Ya Bandava Kuru
Balabdim Anantaparam.
Ekoratena Tatareham Matirya Sattvam.
Ekoratena Tatarea Matariya Satvam.
Pratyaritam Bahudhanam Chamaya Parisham.
Pratyahritam Bahudhanam Chamaya Paresham.
Tejaspadam Manimayam Chahritam Shirobhya.
Tejaspadam Manimayam Chahritam Shirobhyam.
Yad Bandava Guru Balabdim Ananta Param.
Yad Bandava Kuru Balabdim Anantaparam.
Eko Radena Tatareham Matiriya Satvam.
Ekoratena Tatare Aham Antariya Satvam.
Pratyagritam Bahudhanam Chamaya Paresham.
Pratyahritam Bahudhanam Chamaya Paresham.
Tejaspadam Manimayam Chahritam Shirobhyaha.
Tejaspadam Manimayam Chahritam Shirobhyam. Yad Bandava.
Yad Bandava.
By those friendship only.
Friendship only.
Kuruvalabdim.
Kuruvaldim.
Ocean of the military strength of the Kurus.
Ocean of the military strength of the Kurus.
Anantaparam.
Anantaparam.
Which was insurmountable.
Which was insurmountable.
Eka.
Eko.
Alone.
Alone.
Ratena.
Ratena.
Being seated on the chariot.
Being seated on the chariot.
Tatare.
Tatare.
Was able to cross over.
Was able to cross over.
Aham.
Aham.
Myself.
Myself.
Atariya.
Atirya.
Invincible.
Invincible.
Satvam.
Sattvam.
Existence.
Existence.
Pratyahritam.
Pratyahritam.
Drew back.
Drew back.
Valu.
Baru.
Very large quantity.
Very large quantity.
Dhanam.
Dhanam.
Wealth.
Wealth.
Cha.
Cha.
Also.
Also.
Maya.
Maya.
By me.
By me.
Paresham.
Parasha.
Of the enemy.
Of the enemy.
Tejaspadam.
Tejaspadam.
Source of brilliance.
Source of brilliance.
Mani Mayam.
Manimayam.
Bedecked with jewels.
Bedecked with jewels.
Cha.
Cha.
Also.
Also.
Ritam.
Ritam.
Taken by force.
Taken by force.
Did you message Sharavana?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Sharavanam, Prabhu.
Sharavana.
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 Sharavana. The military strength of the Kauravas was like an ocean in which there were many invincible existents, and thus it was insurmountable. But still, on account of his friendship, I could cross over, the same alone being seated on the chariot. And by His grace only, I was able to draw back the cows. Over and above this, I collected by force many helmets of the kings that were bedecked with jewels, all sources of brilliance. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. On the Kaurava side, there were many stalwart commanders like Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Karna. And the military strength was insurmountable, like the great ocean. And yet it was due to Lord Krishna's grace that Arjuna alone, and then also sitting on the chariot, could manage to vanquish them one after another without any difficulty. There were many changes of commanders on the other side. But on the Pandava side, Arjuna alone on the chariot driven by Lord Krishna could manage the whole responsibility of the great war. Similarly, when the Pandavas were living at the palace of Virata incognito, the Kauravas picked up a quarrel with the king of Virata and decided to take away his large number of cows. Thus, while taking away the cows, Arjuna fought with them incognito and was able to draw back the cows along with some booty taken by force, the jewel set on the turbans of the royal order. Arjuna remembered all these were possible by the grace of the Lord. Om Agyan Tirinandasya Gyanajana Shalakayam Chakshunandinitam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master's divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto His lotus feet. This battle of Kurukshetra was like a big sea, like an ocean, with big timingala fishes in the form of Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Karna, like that. All these great warriors, Maharati, Atirati, all different warriors, different capacities were there. These warriors, they're able to kill 1,000 men. He's able to, one person, one Kshatriya is able to fight with thousands of men and kill them. Such a powerful fighters. So Arjuna was considered to be like a tiny little fish. He had no chance. In the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, you see that Arjuna asked Krishna to draw his chariot in between the two armies so he can see who has come to fight with him. And when he saw all these fighters, he was heartbroken. The weakness of the heart he was experiencing the weakness of the heart, attachment for the family members. So it is mentioned, Prabhupada says that he was overwhelmed that all the family members came. They ganged up against him. It is very heartbreaking. It's betrayal. When we are betrayed, that is a rude awakening. Every time we experience betrayal, there's a rude awakening. So he was heartbroken and he was betrayed by the family members. And on top of it, These were such stalwart warriors that he had practically no chance to win the war. 5 Pandavas against 100 Kauravas. Is there any justice? And all these fighters, very experienced. Bhishma Dev, such a stalwart Kshatriya. His chest was like an iron. You could not scratch him even. Very, very stalwart. And he had some experience. Grandfather Bhishma. So he was elderly, that means he had experience. This is intelligence. I take advantage of the advice of the elderly persons. Nowadays nobody respects the elderly persons because the whole society is run by the evolution theory. Based on the false and bogus evolution theory. Survival of the fittest. Everything, the science, education, economic development, culture, fashion, is running on this principle. Survival of the fittest, competition. Some persons, they make something nice, just like the United States of America. Actually, it was very nicely established. The fathers of America, they have established very nice principles. In God we trust. Whole America, USA, is based on God's consciousness. God is the supreme authority. But later on, because of greed, these principles are being forgotten. People have deviated from the original purpose of that country. Freedom, liberty, tolerance. The Americans, they have the greatest religious tolerance in terms of laws. That is why it was so easy for Srila Prabhupada to establish the movement in America. Very liberal laws in terms of religion. So everything deteriorates and there's competition. Oh, let us make a better thing. Even there is good. Even there is nothing to improve. Simply because of false ego. Oh, I will do it better. Krishna has arranged everything in this world perfect for our satisfaction. Everything for our happiness. Perfect. But out of false ego, we're thinking, oh, let me make better. The vegetable, the fruit is already there. Oh, but I have to make genetically modified better. I make better. I make such a tomato that it is bigger than this room. Everyone is trying to establish. So the Vedic culture is not based on this competition. It's based on God consciousness. How to serve the Supreme Lord. How to become self-realized. How to realize myself. And how to engage in my eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord, Krishna. So those who are elderly, they mature in self-realization. And those who are elderly in a materialistic civilization, they mature to be very nice and polished two-legged animals. The more you age, the more animal you become. more animalistic. Prabhupada says that even he saw in Paris old man, 80 years old, 70 years old, time to take sannyas. He is going to the club. They have all these clubs in Paris. Paris is considered to be the most lusty city in the world. So he pays some money to get into the club, and then he has to pay for the girl to sit on his lap. He has no sex power anymore. Such a man, 80 years old, but he cannot do anything. But the desire is so strong that still he wants to go and see the naked girl. So not in the Vedic society. In the Vedic society, when Bhishmadev was leaving his body, everyone gathered around. Let us hear. Now there's going to be Krishna Katha. Now there's going to be Bhagavatam class. Let us hear from Bhishmadeva. Even Krishna came to hear. Even Krishna came to show his respect to the elderly. Very important. So the elderly are qualified, and those who are young, they're cultured. They know the culture, how to respect the elderly. Prabhupada explains in the Bhagavad Gita, the elderly should never be chastised. Even if they're wrong, even if they're harsh, you cannot rebel. That is against the culture. Nowadays, there are still some remnants. For example, in Japan. In Japan, there's a lot of emphasis on how to honor the elderly, the ancestors. This Shintoism. They have also a religion. It's called Shintoism. You have heard? Shintoism. So they worship the ancestors. They don't have any God, any idea of God, but they worship the ancestors. So of course, that is nonsense. Why should I worship the ancestors? But from another point of view, it is nice. Because if I learn how to respect the ancestors, then ultimately I will respect God also. And because the elderly are not respected in our society, ultimately we give up God also. Very nicely we give up. No respect for God. Atheism is growing very, very slowly but surely. People are giving up religious practice. So Arjuna was very much horrified that such big warriors as Bhishma Deva, so respected. Bhishma Deva was his grandfather. He took care of the Pandavas when they were small kids. So such a person comes to fight with you, then your determination is really challenged. If some rascal comes, okay, that is one thing. But if your grandfather comes to fight with you, that is not a joke. Dronacharya also. Who was Dronacharya? Who is Dronacharya in relationship to Arjuna? Is the spiritual master? Yes, very good. Spiritual master, not in the sense that learning the Bhagavad Gita, but the spiritual master who taught him the military science. That is also required. The knowledge. Prabhupada said at one point, devotees should have guns in a temple, and they should learn how to shoot with the guns. They should go to the training. Of course, legally. to take gun, not illegally, legally. We do everything legally. We don't create disturbance to the established order. Why? Because whatever order is there, whatever arrangement, state, government, these are representing Krishna. They might be deviated, but the principle stays, so we respect the principle. In the same way, the elderly personalities might be harsh or they might say something that is wrong, but we still respect them because of the principle. The principle. If this principle is abandoned, then there's chaos. Someone has to take the position of an authority. This is how it works in the material world. Not that things are going on by accident, accidental theory. No, we're against it. There's a person behind everything. Just like this Hare Krishna movement. The person behind the Hare Krishna movement is Srila Prabhupada. Everything, person, even these material elements, water, fire, air, ether, rain, snow, harvest, there are demigods supervising and controlling these different departments. So it is a foolish idea that it is going on by automatically. Nothing that goes. Even you program something that it works automatically. It's like you set up your alarm clock in the morning. It rings. So to the foolish person, you might say, oh, the alarm clock is alive. He sees when you're sleeping and rings when it is necessary. But no, it is programmed by a person. I set it up the night before. So Arjuna was very much distressed. This was also the dilemma. They're superior to me. How can I counteract their arrows? He's thinking what to speak of attacking. He doesn't even, he thinks that even defending against these senior devotees is considered to be a sin. How can I counteract? How can I counterattack? I cannot even counterattack. That will be a great gesture of disobedience, disrespect. But Krishna says, no, you have to do it. Now is not time for etiquettes. It is my arrangement, it is my plan. They must be defeated. So you have to do it. Not so easy for Arjuna. He's in two minds. What is the priority? At one point Arjuna is telling Krishna, please my Lord, tell me decisively, definitely, I want definite answers. Let us finish friendly talks. Now you're my spiritual master. If you give me definite answer, I will accept it. I will surrender. We also have these doubts. What is the priority in this particular situation? What do I do? What is more important? What Krishna says or what my body needs? It is a constant struggle between these two. My sense gratification and Krishna's pleasure, Krishna's satisfaction. So Krishna told Arjuna, you have to do it. Don't depend on the results, and I will protect you. If there is any sin committed, I will protect you. Don't worry. It's okay. And Arjuna, he surrendered. He said, yes, it is clear. Whatever you have said, I am clear and I will fight. I will fight, I will do it. And because Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, to Krishna's will, 100% he surrendered. Krishna empowered him, and he was victorious over this tremendous military powers. He won the war. He killed them all. Everyone was killed. All the Kurus finished. So this is amazing. That if we surrender to Krishna, we will be able to conquer over things we could never imagine. It starts with the senses. By chanting Hare Krishna, you become the greatest yogi, the greatest sense controller in no time. Srila Prabhupada's disciples, they refrain from illicit sex life. Great yogis like Vishwamitra Muni, they are not able to conquer sex drive. They conquered. Artificial repression will not accomplish anything. For the time being, yes, you can make a show. But ultimately, because we need pleasure, Anandamaya Vyasa, one falls down. But devotees, simply by this chanting, young men, Srila Prabhupada was converting young men, fresh youth. In youthful life, the senses are more powerful. They act more strongly. After 30 years, not so much. 30 years of age. So Prabhupada was able to do that. All the hippies, not just some ordinary people, young people, but hippies, the hedonists. Just like Prabhupada said, Allen Ginsberg, debauch number one. Prabhupada gave him a very suitable name. Debauch number one. Debauch means completely degraded. So he was the founder, Acharya of the hippie movement. So all of the young people were debauchees. Free love. Free love means that I can take any girl, have sex life and make a baby and I go away. That is free love. Free means no responsibility for the children. That is called free love. Horrible. So degraded. But Srila Prabhupada was able to tame all these Temingala fishes from the Lower East Side and San Francisco and all these famous debauchee lokas. By this chanting, it is possible. By the mercy of Krishna. Krishna's Shakti is inconceivable. You cannot calculate, oh, it will not happen. No. Inconceivable. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also said, well, by your mercy, a blind man can speak, a blind man can see, the dumb man can speak. He compares himself to such men. He says, I am so unqualified, lower than the worm in the stool, and by your mercy, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, I'm able to write this Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we must have faith in Krishna, that yes, if we follow Krishna strictly, we must follow. If you don't follow, don't expect any miracles. You must follow. But if you follow, you must have faith also. You must persevere. Not that you give up immediately. You must persevere. And then Krishna will make the impossible possible, the inconceivable conceivable. Will make the miracles a reality. And we also have to always consider it is not a mechanical process, this Krishna consciousness. It's unpredictable. That is why I mentioned yesterday that we have to align ourselves with the mood of the Acharya. We have to imbibe the same mood. What is the mood of Srila Prabhupada? Huh? Does anybody know? What is his mood? To preach. Exactly. That is the mood. We have to develop that mood. By hearing, we must develop the same quality. Narada Muni developed the same qualities. Devotional service became attractive for him by association with the Bhakti Vedantas, these great souls. Narada Muni, a great acharya and a saint, developed attraction for the devotional service. He was hearing the talks these devotees had together. He wasn't asking any questions. Maybe he was, but that is not mentioned. It was just hearing. Hearing and serving. Cleaning their dishes, serving them prasadam like that. That was sufficient for him to become initiated into devotional service. So we should also, by hearing, this quality of Srila Prabhupada should awaken, this quality of compassion. We might not have such a high level of compassion as Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's level of compassion is beyond our capacity to understand. It is tremendous compassion. A pure devotee, Jagat Guru, can deliver the whole universe. He can take the karma of all living entities in the whole universe, just so they can come back to Godhead. At any point, he's willing to give up his life for preaching work. It is not very difficult for him. For us, we can't even tolerate a little tiny pain. We become immediately disturbed in Krishna consciousness. But for him, these things are not a high thing to give up life for Krishna. It's easy. So we might not have that sort of advancement, but we can still do our little bit. Srila Prabhupada said, distribute my books. Please, you can't do it. You don't know anything? You're fool number one? Okay, take these books, go and distribute. I will preach to the people. I will do it. Leave it up to me. I have written all the conclusions. Everything is stored there in a package of my books. You take this package, distribute it, give it to people. Give this package to people. So anyone can do this. It's not very difficult. Anyone can do this. That knowledge, some or other, must go to those who are looking for it, or even to those who are not looking for it. Both are benefited. Even if they refuse the book, he will push it. No, but he's touching it. So he's getting elevated. And we should preach also ourselves. We should learn. What is in the books, we should speak. We should not speak rubbish, nonsense about mundane subject matters. We should discuss the conclusion, just like now we're discussing the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we should discuss this throughout the day, not that the Bhagavatam class is over and hooray, hooray, prasadam, and we forget everything. No, you should go on, the class should go on. Satatam kirtayantama mitanta chadavrata. With great determination, constantly glorifying Krishna. Constantly inquiring. There should never be a point where there are no questions. That is very bad. When there's no question, that means no interest in Krishna. Questions there must be. Everyone is busy. There is this one purport, Prabhupada says, everyone is busy in this world with questions and answers. There are questions and answers, questions and answers. Even the animals, they also have questions. What is the question of them? Where is food? Where is food? Where is food? So questions you must have. So if it's not about Krishna, you must have questions about Maya. Where is food? Where is food? Where's shelter? Where's sex life? Where's this? Where can I take advantage? Wasting time. Where is the impermanent pleasure that we're asking all the time? Where is impermanent pleasure that will never satisfy me? Where is it? Where can I find this? I should stop this. So we have to hear. Even if we have no inclination to hear, even if we have no taste, by force we should try it. Because the sound will act. In the beginning it is bitter, we have no interest. Why do I need this? It's not practical. It is most practical. What is practical in this world? Can anything in this world stop you from dying? Is there any cure? Let's say you eat very nicely. Does it mean that you will not die? Or you find a very nice boyfriend or a girlfriend. Does it mean that they can save you from dying? All of us will die. All of us who are here will die at one point. That time is coming. No more. None of us will be here. We'll all go somewhere. We don't know where. But hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam is a permanent asset, permanent pleasure. If you sacrifice your life to this hearing process, that's all we need to do. Just hear. Hear, understand. By hearing, you develop the taste, you develop realizations, you develop the desire to go back home, back to God. We don't even have desire to go back home, back to God. We want to stay here. You know the story about Indra? How Indra fell down from the heavenly planets? Okay, I will tell you. Indra was offending someone he offended. He offends quite a lot, Indra. So he took his birth as a hawk on earth, as a pig. So after some time, Lord Brahma came to save him. Lord Brahma, again, compassionate. So he came to Indra in that pig's body and he said, Indra, come back, you can come back to the heavenly planets. Come with me. Enough, you had enough punishment. Living in this dirty sty, in stool. The pigs, they live in stool. They pass stool, they have a good time. So Indra refused. He said, how can I go? I have my pig wife here, my pig children, my house. This is my beautiful apartment full of stool. I cannot go. So he refused. By association, he forgot who he is. So we're just like that. We're like Indra. We're refusing Krishna for some impermanent pleasures, impermanent attachments, impermanent relationships. So don't do that. Don't give up Krishna for such nonsense. It is nonsense. But if you add Krishna, then they become sense. All these things you have, they become sense. If you add Krishna. If you remove Krishna, they have no value. If you add Krishna, all your relationships, they become transcendental. Just like Prabhupada says, women are less intelligent. But if a woman takes Krishna consciousness, she is the most intelligent. If she takes up Krishna consciousness, she is more intelligent than the most intelligent man, non-devotee. You should not forget that. Prabhupada also says, he says, women are less intelligent, yes. But he also says, if a woman takes up Krishna consciousness, she's the most intelligent. You see? So Arjuna was victorious over all these warriors because he surrendered to Krishna. Similarly, don't be attached to nonsense. Don't be fearful, and be enthusiastic to push on this Krishna consciousness movement. Be daring. Don't be like a fool. Oh, they will never accept this. Oh, they will think I'm a joker. No, then you have no faith. Whether they accept you as a joker or a rascal or a saint, doesn't matter. You do your duty. Push on. Be daring. The more daring you are, just like the devotees in the 60s, Shamasundar, oh, let me go and see the Beatles. So daring. Huh? So enthusiastic. He was in jail when he conceived of this idea. There was some drug problem. There was some drug bust. They busted him for drugs. That was before he became a devotee. He had some problem with drugs and then he had to go to jail. So in that jail he conceived of this idea. I will go to England to meet the Beatles and I'll make them devotees. Huh? And we could have said, oh, are you crazy? What do you think? Who you think you are? You're so puffed up. You have an ego. We could have said like that to Shamasundar. Krishna makes impossible possible. He was daring, and Prabhupada said, yes, do it. Very good. Prabhupada would always encourage devotees when they had daring ideas. He would never say, it's impossible. Impossible is a word in Fool's Dictionary. You have to have this faith. So many times it's not going to work out. People will laugh. Oh, you have tried and now you have failed. So what? But I tried. You have no faith in Krishna. I have that faith. And if you go on, you make another attempt, ultimately Krishna will make it possible. So you have to push on. You have to be daring. Don't be lethargic. Arjuna was lethargic, so Krishna didn't like it. Why are you lethargic? Why are you lamenting like an Anarya, like a Shudra? Krishna was very pinching Arjuna, pinching Arjuna's ego. And then at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, yes, I will fight. Yes, I'm 100% convinced. Very enthusiastic. And he did fight and he killed them all. He won the war. Everything was perfect. Like that. So everything depends on your desire. You have to cultivate this desire. And that desire is increased in the association of devotees. Don't avoid association of devotees. Don't be foolish. Then you're missing the opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead. That is mentioned also in the Bhagavatam. For those who are associating with devotees, the doors of Vaikuntha are open. Those who associate with non-devotees, another door is open, a door to hellish world. So don't open the hellish world door, you open the door to Vaikuntha. In the association of devotees, your desire to attain Krishna's lotus feet increases. So we should always associate with the devotees. Big devotees, small devotees, doesn't matter. Always remain in the association of devotees. Don't be aloof. Then Krishna will empower you to do unbelievable things. So I'll stop here. Are there any questions?
Sometimes we may not feel so enthusiastic even in the association of devotees. Why is that?
That means a rascal. He's not taking the association of devotees. There are 6 exchanges. When we associate with devotees, then we should reveal our minds. I have this doubt. I have this problem. You reveal your mind. If you don't review your mind, you're not associating. Your body is there, but you're not associating. Also, you must inquire confidentially. That I mentioned before. You must inquire all the time, discuss about Krishna. So if there are no discussions of Krishna, then that is not devotee association. That is karmi association. You might wear dhoti and tilak and sari as the karmis. So we also have to know what is devotee association and how to associate. If we do like that, rest assured, I guarantee you, your enthusiasm will increase. As Prabhupada says, the woman must be fertile and the man must be potent. And by their association, there is child. If the woman is not fertile, the man can be potent, there will be no conception, and vice versa. So the devotees might be there, might be trying very hard. If you are not receptive, if you don't want to associate, if you don't want to reveal your mind, if you're not surrendered, if you have no faith, if you have no trust, then what can they do? And similarly, if you're sincere, you want to reveal your mind, but you're in the wrong place, some bogus group, that is also useless. So, Osta Prabhu says, Hare Krishna, now we'll only hear class. Facebook, no. Yes, now from now on, only hear the class. Yes, Prabhu. Now here's another devotee asking, Hare Krishna, if somebody enters into the temple and want to hurt deities with this understanding, devotees could shoot him and kill him? I just saw a demon breaking Prabhupada Murti in a temple. How devotees should act according to the laws of the current state or country and Shastra? No, so that is a very difficult question to answer. I guess that depends on the circumstances. If you surrendered sufficiently, then yes, you should kill him. Kill that rascal.
That was my question.
Yes.
I wrote that.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah, because I saw a video of somebody entering into a ISKCON temple, and he took a life-size Murti of Prabhupada and he took it to the floor, and then again.
Who was it?
I don't know, but it was, I think, in Europe, Krabi, something like that. The video is circulating, but he had not enough just to take it to the ground. But he also take it again and throw it to the ground like 5-6 times.
Okay.
So, and everybody saying that devil is there, they
were tolerating.
Yes, they didn't complain so much, and they
love and peace.
just called to get another Murti, like nothing. So.
And they were serving in prasadam after, right? And asking donation. Anyway. Yeah, if you surrendered, then kill that rascal. Kill him. Go to jail. What can be done? Such a great offense. But even more scientific, why should you go to jail because he's a rascal? You call the police, let him, get him arrested. There are some laws that, that people can be kicked out so that they cannot come to your temple anymore. You can sue him. Let him go to jail, for creating such a damage. That itself actually is such an offense that you should pray for his deliverance. Because after he dies, only Krishna knows what's going to happen to him. Alright. Grantaraj Shimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gora Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Guru Bhakti Prachari
didn't wash the floor yesterday?
Hare Krishna, thank you for watching.
The milk here. Milk drop with the finger.